Hey guys, and welcome to game number 9 out of 100 of my Human versus AI Redemption series, where I am taking on the AI-powered Scrabble BestBot in a second best of 100 series. We're not off to a good start. We are 1-7 through the first 8 games, so hoping for a better week this week. I'm first this game. Don't love my opening rack here. Almost Temblor, but have only one vowel. I guess Bold is probably the best play here. MRT is a glaive that can definitely improve if I can draw a couple of vowels. It's not worth it to trade. I mean, I'd probably keep something very similar to this anyway. So for 14 points, this looks reasonable. I don't think I have any 5s. So we'll do that, and not a great draw. I do have an S, but still just one vowel. So definitely was hoping for at least one more vowel on the draw. But I'll hopefully be able to get rid of my V, one of my R's, and maybe one other consonant on my next turn, and then be in better shape to bingo going forward. But we'll just have to see what the bot does and leaves us by way of options. I guess right now probably Vroom through the O would be best, but that is foiled with Zax. Although I do have the Oxo hook. I don't know if I can really get rid of my V there. I could play more. That's not bad. RVS scores 25. That's probably my best option. I have this here too, but I can't end the word in OV. And I just don't really see a viable way to get rid of my V, which obviously I'd like to do. I'm not going to play Vox. I mean, it's not like the craziest idea ever, because I do actually hit 7s a fair amount of the time. I can hit Tremors with an E and Mortars with an A, and that alone is like 25% almost of the pool, because there are 12 E's and 8 A's unseen, and 2 blanks. And also Rostrum with a U. Like, it's not the craziest play ever, because I do actually bingo close to 25-30% of the time. But I also bingo a decent amount after more, and it's more points. And also, when I don't bingo, I at least have more chances to pick up some reasonable tiles, other than being stuck with all those 1-pointers and duplicate M or duplicate R's. So more has to be the better play here. So I'll do that. All right, that looks good. I do still have just one vowel, but I have a blank, and I can make that a vowel and play Thrives or Harvest, Thraves as well. So I've got options. And I imagine something will play, because I can play with Bolds or I can play with Bams. And okay, COVID comes down, and I'm going to just immediately play Overshot for 102 without really thinking anymore, because that has to be best. That does take an S, by the way. It's not a past tense. Well, it can be a past tense of Overshoot, but Overshot is also a noun. So we'll want to keep that in mind. And I do draw an S, which is certainly good. Bondage is Dogbanes with an A. So I've got options here. I can play Bongs and Overshots to score 36 and take that out. Probably slightly better would just be to play Bongs to this S already on the board for 30. Sacrifice 6 points, but hold back the S for Overshots or Bams. That looks good at the moment. There's also Bong over here for 24. Takes out the scoring spot next to that blank O. And alright, the bot plays Newt. That's a good break for me. Probably had too many consonants. Vowel heavy pool already. It's rare that this early in the game, guys, you see more vowels than consonants. The pool starts 42 vowels, 56 consonants, and 2 blanks. So to already be at a situation where we have more vowels than consonants this early on is rare. But that makes EDS a pretty strong leave. I'm unlikely to run into consonant trouble. And yeah, I just don't think it's worth it to spend the S with Overshots for just 6 points. Also put a B in the triple line. So I think this looks pretty good. Takes out potential scoring plays the bot might have as well to that S. So I'm going to play that, and I am going to draw reasonably well. I don't think there's a playable bingo at the moment, though. Federals with an A, Defilers with an I, Feldscher with an H. I don't believe I have any 7s, and I don't believe I have any 8s through an O, or a B for that matter. So at the moment, I don't think I have a playable bingo. But I have plays. I could play Fled. That's 28. Keeps the extremely strong ERS leave. I also could still play with Overshots. Now, Fled is, of course, a past tense of flee, so Fleds is not a word. However, I could always play Fleas for 38, or Delphs for 36. I don't mind Fleas. DR is a pretty good leave, drawing into a vowel-heavy pool with still 9 E's unseen. So that's not a bad option, although Fled, well, Fled is no longer available. So I don't think an E gives me an 8, does it? No, I don't think so. So I could also now... Yeah, I guess I could play through this E. But I might be better off just playing with overshots at this point. Well, let's see. I'd have to play freed, right? Well, wait a minute. Yeah, because fleed, that's not a word, is it? Isn't it just fled? Yeah, I don't think that's a word. Oh, but I have this, though. Oh, that's a good play. Yeah, tricky to see. This weird 5. I don't even know how to pronounce it. Fremd? I'm not even sure. But that's got to be right. 33 takes out that spot, keeps ELS. Yeah, that's... Unless I'm missing a bingo, which I don't think I am. That's got to be the best play. Okay. No bingos here, but at this point, I'm definitely going to cash in with Kiwis. I mean, that's 48 points. That's way too much to be giving up. I'm up a lot. I'm up 112. So I'm liking the way this is going. And alright, so Kiwis is taken out. Kind of annoying. I'm not really dying to do this at this score after a play like Q, which does signal a strong leave. On the other hand, it's probably best by far for equity. I could just play Kiwis here for 32. It's not bad. I just don't really have anything with Qs. Right? I mean, yeah, I'm not going to start sacrificing huge amounts of equity. So maybe I just play Kiwis on the right. I guess I could play Wiki. I mean, with a vowel heavy pool and about playing off 2 vowels, I could try to gamble that it's got too many vowels and can't hit it, but I don't know. I just don't think putting an I in the triple line like that in a very potent spot after a pretty blatant fish when you're up by 100 is a good idea. Like, it just does not feel necessary, and it goes completely against the general tenet that you don't want to open triples when you're up a lot in Scrabble. So I think let's not. And I mean, look, it's, what is it, 27 points? I mean, Kiwis here is 32. It's still 5 more points. The S is worth more than 5, but it's not like I'm sacrificing points to do this. I'm just sacrificing a little equity. It's good to take this out in the long run. Yeah, either Kiwis or Wikis. I guess it doesn't really matter all that much. The K is probably slightly harder. Well, maybe it's not harder to overlap, actually. It's an A and an I versus an E and an O. There's actually more A's and I's left. So maybe, yeah, and I do have the E, so maybe Wikis here is fine. I mean, EL is a pretty solid leave. Like, there's just, unless I play Wiki and Wii, which I really don't want to do next to Q. Like, it's just not sound. I mean, this is defensive. It scores, burns through 5 tiles. I don't think it's terrible. Like, it feels like a little bit of a waste of an S, but I mean, I guess I could do weak. But I don't want to keep 2 I's with 6 more I's unseen almost halfway through the game. Yeah, like, that's just asking for having 3 I's. I think that's a bad move. I think I should play Wikis. Alright, enough thinking, let's do it. Alright, that's actually pretty good, because the J is a decent scoring tile to counteract if the bot bingos. Jargonelle with a G would be nice. G on is a lot. I'm not going to be too worried about putting a J there. It's very, very unlikely the bot would triple. Could also play something with Jut. I could play Joe, maybe. Play Jarl, but I'm not really dying to put an S hook out there. So we'll see what BestBot does. But yeah, right now Gion looks strong. Jawar looks even better though. I mean, there's no good reason to put the J there if I don't have to. And Jawar scores just 1 less, so I would definitely take Jawar. But we'll see. Hopefully I can get a nice 40-point J play and really start running away with this game. I need a win desperately here. Like I said, I'm 1-7. And I've had some good games. It's not like I've just been getting blown out of the water. I mean, my spread is in the minus 500, which is not that bad for 1-7, actually. Yeah, I mean, Jawar has to be correct, right? Like, I give back an S hook, but there's already one with Qs. And there's no reason to put a J there if I can avoid it. Even it just could give back easy 40-point plays. Yeah, Jawar has to be better. LEN is a really good lead drawing into a Val-heavy pool. So, alright, let's do that. And not the best looking rack here, but I mean, I'm up 165 points. Like, unless I really, really screw this up, I should be able to win. And yeah, the bot does get stunner down, but I can just play something there now. I can just play peel even. That should be okay. I mean, I don't think I see anything better, right? I don't know what I'm going to do here. So, alright, I mean, lung is not a great leave, but when you're dealing with 21 vowels and 14 consonants, I'm pretty likely to draw at least one more vowel, if not more than that, on my next turn. So it's actually not bad, and I have to address this spot. I'm still going to be up over 100 after this, so I'm still in great shape, despite the bot bingoing. Alright. Unbailing will end the game on the spot pretty much through this B on my next turn, if I can get it down. Any other playable bingos? Ungenial doesn't fit. Annulling would need several more letters. Alright, idiocy, and yeah. That should be GG. Wow, okay, I mean, that's not a good draw, but I'm up enough that I should be okay. I have AE too, AIYEE on my rack. Like, I guess if the bot bingos here, I potentially have to be a little cautious with the Q unseen that it could bingo again. But it's pretty unlikely. If the bot doesn't bingo here, then I'm going to play AE, burn off 5 tiles, and the game will be over. Because it's not, there's no chance of the bot winning without bingoing twice. That I'm sure of. Like, even if it hits a big Q bingo, that'll be 120, and I'm up almost 150. And I'm not going to empty the bag in a dangerous fashion. I'm going to make sure I pay attention to how many tiles are left. So, yeah, I feel like I don't want to count my chickens before they hatch, but I feel like we're going to finally get a win here, guys, and thankfully one it seems like without an excessive amount of stress, which is good. We've had a lot of stressful losses where it felt like I kind of had a chance. But nice to have a fairly straightforward game. It wasn't too hard of a game to play. A couple interesting turns, but overall, not the hardest game to play. No crazy complicated strategic decisions. And hopefully it'll be fairly smooth path to the finish here if the bot just makes a play, and I'll play AE and play it out from there. I guess if AE gets blocked, I can also play PayE from this P. It's not as good because it doesn't score as much. I can also play AE over here. It doesn't take an S, so that's completely safe to do. So we'll just have to see what the bot does. And the bot plays Yay. It probably had a lot of vowels itself. So I think I'll just play AE over here. Leave 6 in the bag. That should guarantee the win because the bot can't bingo twice then, mathematically. Yeah, I'm not worried about plays through that E. I mean, the bot's not going to be able to put the Q there. If it plays hefts for 40, I don't care at this point. So, yeah, let's just do this. And, alright, yeah, that's a pretty good draw. Don't have a bingo here, I don't think, but that's fine. I certainly don't need to bingo to win. Yeah, I'll just want to watch for the Q a little bit. I'd rather not allow the bot to bingo out and catch me with the Q if I can help it. I still think I would win, but that's the one situation where I could potentially get into a little trouble if I'm not cautious. But I don't think that's going to be an issue. I mean, there's still 6 in the bag. It's not that hard for me to just play like 2 tiles on my next turn. I mean, Who over here scores nicely. I can even play, I guess Ohio here is nice too, but that plays off 3 tiles. So we'll just see how many the bot plays and then go from there. I can play O over here for 25. So I've got several options that just play off 2 tiles. And yeah, I mean, aside from the Q, I guess the pool is still kind of vowel heavy. All right, Yogi comes down. So I think let's just play Who. Let's just leave one in the bag. I mean, if I play Ohio, I'm sure I still win, right? Like if I do this, if I draw like QFA and the bot goes out with Septeria for 80, like I should still win. But there's, even for spread, like there's just no reason to go into that line. Like I might as well just play Who. I could also block, I guess, on the bottom. I mean, the bot isn't that likely to have a bingo through that A, though. And I might even get one, perhaps. So I think I'm okay to leave it open. Yeah, let's just play Who. I think that's fine. And, alright, I have drawn Fetus, but that is not going to play, and I don't think the bot can possibly have a bingo, given that, well, if it doesn't have the Q, then it's got too many A's to bingo on the bottom, and I don't see any other lines. Alright, so QI comes down, Now I can say with complete confidence we will be winning this game, which is excellent news. And probably just play through this E. I mean, seems fine. Doesn't really give anything back on the bottom. ATE. I want to go out for a decent amount somewhere. Could also play fetas if on the off chance EET goes out for more. I would think AET would generally be better, but let's see. Well, where am I even going now? I guess read or rate on the top left. There's not actually that many places to even go out with this. There's also feast or festa. Yeah, probably this is just fine. I can go out with tear through the R and jawars as well. It's actually surprising. Oh, I have 8 next to unveiling. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Yeah, this is fine. I don't think the bot can go out. Can it go out through that A? I don't think so. High Netta, okay, that's a nice play. And yeah, I think 8 here looks fine for 13. Don't see anything better. And alrighty, guys. Much needed, easy win, 467 to 309. Fairly straightforward game, but let's do some analysis. So, alright, going back to the beginning, yeah, Bold looks fine here. There just are not really any other good options. I could play Tomb, but MRT is a little bit better than DLR as a leave. Bot plays Zax. Yeah, Mort looks good. Interesting that the Amort hook never got used. I was aware of that. It would be a nice place to drop an A or maybe 1 or 2 other tiles from the Z and score well. Yeah, overshot best by a mile. Bad rack for the bot. No vowels. Yeah, Newt looks good. I mean, you could do Moan here. But keeping the M is nice for some scoring balance. DLNT is really not a good leave. I mean, not that DLMN is either, but at least if you can't bingo, you have some chance to score. No U for unmelted, so meld looks good. Okay, good. I didn't miss a bingo here. Fremd seems like the best play. Wow, bot drew 2 U's. Yeah, this is some poor drawing for the bot. Plays Q. Interesting, because it doesn't have a hook. Cure is not a word. I almost wonder if I would have played cute to at least save the R hook, although you do. Maybe it's trying to distract me and hit a bingo from the B or something. I don't know. It's pretty bleak for the bot at this point anyway. And yeah, I mean, obviously, like I said, this is better on equity because it keeps the S for only 5 less points. But after a play like Q, I'm not doing it. And while the bot draws another U, that's brutal. Yeah, I mean, this is some seriously poor drawing by BestBot. And yeah, I mean, sure, Gion is 1 more, but there's no reason. There's just no good reason at this score to put a J there if I don't have to. The bot does finally bingo here. Yeah, Peel looks good. Idiocy, and then, yeah, unveiling. Not much really to say here, guys. And, oh, the bot passing up Aparejo. Interesting. Either spot. What did it do again? I mean, does this ever win? I mean, why wouldn't you bingo? And there's still 13 tiles. Like, maybe you can draw, like... I mean, I just don't see how this ever wins. Because then, like, you're just running out of time with only 13 in the bag. I would bingo, maybe even here. Well, then you need GHSY to all not be on my rack. That's very, very unlikely. But, I mean, maybe, like, it's at least worth a shot if you don't care about spread. Or, I mean, even if you bingo here... Well, what are you going to draw, starting with an S or an E? It's tough. 74. I mean, it puts you within 68. If you can bingo out and catch me with the Q after that, you have a chance. Yeah, I mean, this does feel fairly self-destructive, because I guess there's a chance GHSY are all in the bag. It's very unlikely after I just played 7 tiles. Like, if I have any of those, the game is basically over. But if I don't have any somehow... Like, I actually could have some major headaches. Like, to me, this is worth a shot. I mean, I just don't think... Like, how is the bot winning after, yay, 18... I mean, it's going to be down 124. I don't see it coming back without 2 bingos at this point in the game, even if it catches me with the Q at the end by bingoing out. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not seeing it, guys. I would have bingoed here. If I don't care about spread in a tournament, I would bingo here. I think, especially early on in the tournament, because like you can just squander so much spread like this. I would probably bingo here early on in the tournament. If it was like a match play situation like this one is, where I don't care about spread, I'm bingoing here. Personally, I'm bingoing though. I don't know. I don't see the merit to passing up a bingo here personally. But if any of you guys think you see what the bot might be up to, let me know. But I don't fully understand why the bot didn't bingo. But in any case, AE looks good here for me. Bot had no playable bingos, I guess. So it played, what did it play? Yogi? I mean, I think it's just loses here, right? Maybe, can it draw some crazy thing to the A? Is that what it's going for? Like, maybe it can draw Atrophia and catch me with the cube. It's just not going to be enough. I think the bot just loses here. I mean, yeah, I don't see how it can win. Yeah, who looks fine? Yeah. Nope, it was a good game. I played very, very solidly. Nothing really felt like a mistake at all, to be honest. A couple decisions I maybe could have done something different, like wikis, but I'm happy with it. Yeah, really happy with this game overall. Like I said, much needed win. Nice to have it be a fairly low stress win too. And yeah, not much else to say, guys. Really happy with this one. 2-7 now. Still got a lot of work to do. That's the bad news. The good news is we won. The bad news is we're still down 5. So could really use another win Wednesday. Let's hope we can keep up the good momentum. And yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Really appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you all in 2 days for game number 10. And hopefully we can get another win. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.